Hello, Flosstube. My name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and this is Flosstube update number 59. Today is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. 2019. And this is my second attempt to do this video. I should know better than to do this video before 9 o'clock because I have an alarm thing set on my. I record this on my tablet, and I have an alarm set for 9 a.m. and it went off while I was recording, and it dumps the video. Somehow, I don't know, it doesn't save the video I was making. Did not get saved, and so it went into the ether, so I have to start all over again. So, I didn't even know what I talked about last time. One thing I talked about was that we went shopping yesterday unexpectedly for a dishwasher. Fortunately, we didn't have like a leak or anything like that precipitated the new dishwasher. There was a problem with the little door that supposed to open for the detergent. This dishwasher, I don't know how old it is, I don't know if it's old or if it's just cheap, but it has one of those like center things where the water comes up. You get to keep the center clear or whatever, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. Because you can't you can't put stuff in the middle, and but and then also the door is like a hinged, round thing that, you have to like push it open and put the detergent in there and get it shut, rather than something that opens like a little door, whatever. And so, anyway, it somehow gets stuck. It's happened a couple times. Anyway, and some of the prongs look like they were either bent or broken or whatever. I don't know. So we've kind of lived with it for about a year or so that we've lived in this house, and all of us have remarked how much we hated the dishwasher, and so it's malfunctioned the last couple times we used it. Seemed like a good enough excuse to get a new one. None of us wanted to, pay the money that it costs to get a new dishwasher, a new one installed and all that, but we finally just pulled the trigger on that one, and me and my dad kind of went halvesies on the on the dishwasher, and it'll be installed next Friday. Yay! But anyway, so that's kind of was unexpected. Most of the day spent doing that yesterday, and it kind of exhausted me, so I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done yesterday afternoon either. So, but I did get started on Wednesday. And I'm going to pull my pile back over here from where I did it before, so I can talk about what I talked about last time. But so I did get started on my Maynia projects, and but before that happened, since I talked to you last on Saturday, I did spend some. I had talked about the fabric that I had and how I wanted to re-dye it, and I did. After I did the video, then I guess it was last Saturday that I re-dyed the fabric that I was using, and this is the little piece that I am not using for any of my Maynia projects. So it's quite a bit darker. This piece has a little bit more of the darker modeling on it than the other two pieces have, I think. But this is more the color that I had in mind. It's sort of a darker blue, and it's very nice. So this fabric is extra that I may use on some other project. I may use it on one of the other um, ship and or sea projects that's in one of those, in those other little booklets that I have. I don't know. But anyway, so this is kind of similar to the color that all the other fabrics pieces have, and I was able to use the larger piece that I have for Ronnie Rowe and the Voyage of Discovery, the Ronnie Rowe Serenity. I keep calling it Ronnie Rowe. It's called Serenity, is the name of the ship, or the name of the drawing anyway. And Voyage of Discovery is the one that has the three Christopher Columbus ships. Um, so the Ronnie Rowe Serenity piece, um, you use 5 skeins of the same color. So this is the color that I chose. It's kind of it looks whitish, but it's actually a very pale blue. So the Serenity model, I guess, was originally like black, black down on white, black thread on white fabric or whatever. It's one of the pen and ink style drawings that he does. But so you can use whatever color you want, on whatever fabric you want for that design. So I chose a light blue, very, very pale blue on this blue fabric, or a similar blue fabric, for the Ronnie Rowe Serenity design. So this is one color that I actually had this, and it's used on the other designs, but since I needed 5 skeins, I went ahead and bought 5 skeins of it, so that if I use all 5, and the one that I have already, that I'll use them all. Anyway, so I had gone to Joann's. I went with my sister. She had some errands to run, and my younger sister at Tim Bjorn and Fabric, one place that she had to go buy something there. And so while we were out and about, we went to Joann's, and because I had to buy that skein, those skeins of thread, and one other one that I needed for the ship projects. And while I was there, I bought this little. I wanted this little project bag. It's like a little vinyl project bag thing, with a zipper. It's like a Ziploc bag, basically. That's what it is. But anyway, it came with all the stuff inside it. It came with a little pattern for this teddy bear design, which is not exactly my taste. Fizzy Moon, it's called. It's a little teddy bear holding a flower. So I think this will probably be a future, giveaway or something. And it came with all this sort of kit stuff. There's some little cards and some felt, like window card kind of things. Like you can stitch something, and then these are made of like a what is the word I want? Like a felt. I think I said felt. Anyway, so you would stitch something and then stick it here behind this little frame, and you can use it as a card or something. There's some envelopes. There's these little card things, and you can make you can cut a little window frame thing, and put a stitched piece, or you can attach a stitched piece on the outside. And there's some envelopes, so you can do all kinds of designs, with those from the magazine, and then it came with a bunch of thread, and this thread is not like numbered or anything like that. It just, by description, lime green, whatever color, and then a piece of egg cloth and a needle, and then this magazine which has several designs in it. I think it's called Enjoy Cross Stitch, but it has a bunch of little designs. So here's the designs you can use for the cards or the little felt things or whatever. And so some of them are like I said, are not necessarily my style. Some of them are really cute, but there's also you can use any of the little motifs or designs or whatever in all kinds of different ways. So that's nice. But I really I bought it for the project bag, which I haven't used anything in it specifically, but I might. And the other thing I bought was these little ring things. I don't keep my DMC on them. My DMC is bobbinated, but I've used them for. But I started using them for. I have this as my little tiny stash of Fancy Floss Weeks Dye Works threads that I bought for the little squirrel that I did last time, the Squirrel's Line Out thing. It called for weeks, and since we went to the attic during Stitch Shenanigans, I bought some weeks thread. So this is what's left after doing the squirrel, which was very small, so it didn't use a whole lot of thread. So I have a little stash of DMC, but so I started using the rings for my kit threads, because I have several kits, and in the past, years ago, I just like bobbinated the leftover thread from the kits, and because they had DMC numbers, I just stuck them in my stash with my DMC stash. So I'll have 2 or 3 bobbins that have say number 318 or 704 or whatever. But some maybe genuine DMC threads, and I don't know if the kit threads are regular DMC or not. But anyway, so what I've started doing was keeping the kit threads separate, and I make little thread drops out of just index card kind of things with a number, or in cases like that where they don't have a DMC number, I'll put whatever number or symbol or something for the kit, and then they're on those little thread drops, and so they go on a ring, and they're separate from my DMC, my genuine DMC stash. Anyway, so I bought those little rings and the kit. And the other one thing I worked on before Maynia started was this little hedgehog. It's upside down. Hedgehog that I got from Arlene of the Kitchen Stitchers Flosstube channel. So it comes with some beads and these little white pins and this little plastic leaf, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a little button that he's sitting on, kind of a button medallion thing that goes on his little bottom. So it comes with all that, which I have somewhere. But so I stitched a little bit, just started it on him. These are some of the stripes and colors. I think his little ears go in here where this blank spot is. But so it doesn't look much like a hedgehog, but so yeah, I got a little star on that just in the last couple of days before Maynia started. So anyway, that's that. So yeah, so I want to just real quickly talk about stuff I'm doing for Maynia. Excuse me, this goes over here. So I did dye the fabric, re-dye the fabric. This is the Ronnie Rowe fabric. This is what I was talking about when I was so rudely interrupted. And there's one of the little needle minder that I bought at Stitch Nanigans. But anyway, so this is the Ronnie Rowe fabric, and so I bought 5 skeins of this color to do that ship design with, and this Ronnie Rowe Serenity design is here. So rather than doing it black on white like this design shows, sorry about the glare. I'm trying to get it in a non-glare position there. So rather than doing it black on white like this, because it's designed so you can use any color thread on any color fabric, I decided to do this dark blue fabric and light blue floss. So I think it'll work out nicely. And so this is the modeling, of the fabric. This is the one I dyed. I re-dyed. It was a lighter blue, and I stuck it back and re-dyed it. So it's a little bit darker. Yeah. So I think it came out pretty nice. Sorry about that. So I did sort of, I because I am a center starter. This one I'm not sure that I will, because it's kind of, I don't know. I haven't looked at the chart closely to see if I will start in the middle on the Ronnie Rowe Serenity thing, but so in preparation I did go through everything else, and I listed out the DMC colors that it called for, and one of them called for some colors of Krynic / Balger, as they used to call it. And then I I did make a list that sort of listed them all in common, which ones both all 3 charts called for, or whatever. And it was very interesting that something like, say, 415 was called for in all 3 of the designs, except that they listed them all with different color names. Like one of them called it light gray, the other called it silver gray, and the other called it pearl gray. They're all the same color, but yeah, there's, I guess, I don't know if DMC changed the names of the colors or whatever, but they were all, given different color names over the years. So I did sort of, kit up and dye the fabric for each of these. This is for this will be Voyage of Discovery. This little elephant needle minder that my sister made. So this, like I said, they're all on this same kind of. It's 28 count even weave for all 4 projects, and so this is the fabric for Voyage of Discovery, and the Voyage of Discovery and Serenity are both sharing this tote bag from Stitch Nanigans. Although now that I have that new project bag that I bought with the magazine inside it, I might use that, put all the magazine stuff away, and use that for, I just threw Excuse me 1 second. I don't know what I did now. That goes in there. Somehow I lost that little skein of thread that I had. Anyway, I didn't really lose it. It's somewhere in that bag. Anyway, so that's the bag from Stitch Shenanigans, the tote bag. And then this is the same fabric, needle binder made by my sister, that I'm going to use for the clipper ship. And I have that in my little India batik bag that my sister gave me, my younger sister. She also made this little tote bag, quilted tote bag. But this is then the, so I have all the threads in my little box, because all of these designs, I guess because they're all chip designs and they were all made at more or less at the same time, they have several colors in common. Pardon me while I fish around in this bag with one hand. Sorry. But so they all have several colors in common, and because they're all sort of in the same color palette, if you will. So they all share a certain number of colors. Sorry, I wanted to grab this before I lost it completely. Anyway, so but the one I started with, finally, I'm sort of working my way backwards. The one I started with was Running with the Wind. This one here in the corner. And it's funny how the looks change over the years, because this one, although it's on colored fabric, the design called for this Witchelt 14 count cobblestone Ada was the color that was used for the model in this thing. So it's just a flat, gray, dark gray color. And it's sort of a stormy kind of look that they were going for, with a frothy sea and the, little, I guess this is supposed to be a cloud back behind the, and everything. But, the modern taste sort of dictates this a more model look, and I like it better than the flat color of the fabric, that would have been popular, I guess, before. So this is the fabric that I'm using for the Running with the Wind. So it's not quite as dark, perhaps, as that model suggested, but I like this. I like this color better, and I think it's more indicative of what you would see in a stormy sky. You see clouds in some areas that were darker and lighter and whatever. You'd see a little bit more dynamic look to the sky than that sort of, even though a stormy sky might be darker, like that fabric is, it would be more varied. You would see a lot more depth in the sky, and that's kind of the look I was going for with this look. Not as dark, because I didn't want the fabric to, any of the colors to get lost on that fabric. And so yeah, so overall I'm very pleased with it. So this is the progress that I made the 1st of May through the 3rd, because I haven't done any stitching today on the 4th yet. So this is just the bottom of, I don't know if you can tell, the bottom of the sail of one of the sails, and then this is just shading in other sails along this. Where I started was kind of right in here, so I did like the bottom of this sail right here, and then various bits around it. And then this is like one of the masts or something here. And this is the little needle stitching Shenanigans needle minder. Anyway, so yeah, this is where I started. You can just barely tell the difference in shading right here. And this is not white. This is a light gray color. And then what goes above it will be white, right above it, around it. So yeah. So that's what I'm doing for the first week of Maynia. And I was originally going to do some updates like every Wednesday. But last Wednesday was the first, and I hadn't, I was going to get started, but I hadn't done much, so I didn't want to do a video on Wednesday and not have, say, this is where I'm going to start. But so I do intend to do another video next Wednesday, because then that'll show how much progress I will make on this one piece, the one project, through next week, all of this coming week, and then I'll be starting on one of the other ones, probably Old Clipper Ship. I will probably be the next one on the agenda, and then next Saturday. Hopefully I'll do a quick update next Saturday showing the progress on the new whichever design I do next, probably Old Clipper Ship. And I think that's about it. The only other thing, Mother's Day is coming up. Mother's Day I forgot to mention last week, is coming up, and I was kind of thinking about doing something for Mother's Day, some kind of stitched project. So I may, if I come up with something that I can pull off really quickly, because I don't have a whole lot of time, I may do something small for my mother for Mother's Day. Stitch something small. Maybe one of those little designs, spring designs from this magazine. There's some cute little springish things, There's yeah, even this little design here, it's got this little lamb and some chicks and whatever. So even though this little bunny right here in the corner is very cute, so I might do this little bunny by himself in one of these, felt frames or something like that. I don't know. That's just an idea that just kind of occurred to me just now. But sorry about that. Let me